Anyways, this week in gaming. This is a little bit of different energy this Sunday. Hope everybody's had a good day. Hopefully you had a great 4th of July. It is July 6th, 2025. Hopefully, I'm going to make the joke everybody's been making. Hopefully you have all your fingies left. Hopefully you didn't lose a dog. Hopefully you still got that dog in you, if you know what I mean. Today, we are going to start off with some wins and fails, as we always do. Today, we got Beer Buddies, Stop Slaying, Loud Lever, Steam Star, and Brandished Bully. It's been a crazy week. It's gonna be a long one. I was really shocked by some of the things that happened this week, so let's get into it. Let's start off with our first fail. Mang0 was banned. He got fucking banned. Gay, we're peak. Pro Smash Bros. Player Mang0 was suspended from Twitch, dropped by C9, and banned from Ludwig events following his behavior around women at a Ludwig Beerio Kart tournament. He can be seen getting far too drunk and being encouraged to drink even more by Ludwig. Now, Ludwig will tell you that this wasn't his fault, he had nothing to do with it. However, throughout the stream, you can see Ludwig enticing him to get drunker and drunker. Unfortunately, I can't find the standalone clips of this happening, so we're just gonna have to give it the most bad faith recollection of what happened, since he's too much of a pussy to let those clips stay up. So essentially, Mang0 was going around. He was like not dry humping, but like air humping some of the women. He was blackout drunk. Clearly, you can see it in his eyes here. There's not a soul between those things. He's gone. He's beyond gone. And throughout it, they're breathalyzing him, and he got up to a 3.5 or something like that, which is. I shouldn't have to tell you this. That's way too fucking high. That is beyond. That is not everyone's the same, so you can't define what this will do to your body just depending on the breathalyzer. But it's likely at that level it's likely to give you alcohol poisoning. And if you get even higher, it's likely that you can either die or pass out. Now, this has actually happened to me before. I remember one time I got way too crazy at the beach. I drank a whole bottle of vodka. I don't recommend doing something like that. I was 20. I think I was 20, just 20 flat, and I had alcohol and for the first time, and I got not the first time, but unsupervised for sure, and I passed out, and I was probably about at his level. I fully passed out. People thought I died. I think I got alcohol poisoning, and I wouldn't recommend you do that. It's very bad for your body, and it scares the shit out of everybody around you. And that's where he was, basically. Now, in some of the clips, you can see people, again, we had to give the most bad faith recollection of what I've seen from other people's videos, because he won't allow me to just find the clip easily, because I'm pretty sure he has a team taking them down, because you can find videos showing what happens on YouTube with mixes of reactions and stuff, but you can't find the standalone clips, and if you upload the standalone clips, they will get removed by his team. And I guess they're trying to hide it. I would probably want to hide it too. But worst bad faith recollection is people are saying, wow, he's such an alcoholic, he's unhinged, you're enabling him, Ludwig. And he's no, he's actually really good. He can drink 100 beers and be totally fine. I've seen it before. Something like that. That's my recollection of what it was. It was on that level. He's so deluded, thinking that his friend is okay to be this drunk and to get even drunker. And then this happens, there's backlash, and he bans his own friend from his events and kind of throws him under the bus and takes no accountability for it. I do have one clip though. I do have one clip, and it'll show you just how bad it is. I think this is after he blew a 3.2 or a 3.5 or something on a breathalyzer. This part has been cut out. I am assuming that if you put the other part where he shows the breathalyzer test, it would get removed from YouTube. So it doesn't have that part.
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
That's not good.
So this became a meme. Obviously, let's up those numbers, as he's already beyond alcohol poisoning. He's clearly enabling this guy. And, you know, obviously Mang0 has agency. Obviously he's an adult and he can make his own decisions. Ludwig didn't force him to drink. Mang0 is an alcoholic, obviously. But I would argue everybody at this event is an alcoholic. To point him out as just being the alcoholic in the room, which is what everybody's doing, like, wow, why would you invite an alcoholic to your event? They're all alcoholics. Full stop. Like, let's get that clear. And then beyond that, it's not just his fault. It's the people that you have around you enabling you and enticing you to drink further that make it a bigger problem. And for whatever reason, Ludwig refused to apologize until I think like 2 days ago. So he did offer a real sincere apology. But leading up to this week, he's actually been denying that he had any responsibility, which is crazy. When you see this clip, you're like, you're clearly responsible. So moving on, we got a win. Stop Killing Games succeeded. Boomer. Oh shit. How I look when I got no peas. The EU petition supported by Stop Killing Games passed over 1 million signatures this week and continues to smash the original goal. However, an estimated 1.4 million signatures may be required in order to succeed, since it's likely that a lot of non-EU citizens have signed it using VPNs. So they're trying to get more. We're at 1.181 million. When I last took this screenshot, and it's probably climbing even higher. So congratulations to Stop Killing Games. It's crazy that this was a movement that was basically dead in the gutter, and then now all of a sudden it's just blasting to success, all because it got entangled in some pirate software drama. Wow. Speaking of which, let's move on to our fail. Pirate software leaves off-brand. Compulsive liar Pirate Software announced his departure from Off-Brand Games, a studio owned by Ludwig, our other fail recipient this week, blaming backlash from the Stop Killing Games initiative. So he's directly blaming the Stop Killing Games people. He said some mean things. I'm not going to include them here, but he's been calling them all sorts of names. He's been calling them, like, basically, you know, your basic racist incel, xenophobe, violent, psychopath, like any bad word that you can call it. There's some eggs, that's fair. Anything you can call to try to like immediately downplay a group of people, he's levied those names against them. Now he's claiming that the games that are under this publication, not even made by him, made by other developers, are being review bombed. However, there is no evidence that exists to prove his claim. He says, I am no longer working at Off-Brand Games. People were attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot there, accomplished a lot. Hope they succeed regardless. Love those dudes and loved working with them. Hope they keep cooking. So this is a lie. And you'll find out very quickly that Pirate Software is known for lying. He lies about everything. He's lied about his voice. Apparently his voice is not as deep as he makes it. He's lied about, strangely, he's lied about deleting Stop Killing Game VODs. This might have been an accident, but he's been caught tripling down that he didn't delete VODs, and then someone found a clip of him from earlier saying he was deleting VODs. It's like, why do you need to lie about this? He's lied about, well, I mean, he doubled, tripled down on not being able to save that one guy in the whole WoW drama, and that's not a big deal, but it's like this inability to admit that he's wrong or come to terms with reality. What else did he lie about? Oh, he's lied about pre-playing games on stream. Like he'll pre-play a game or like look up a walkthrough and say that it's a blind run and be like, I've never played this game, guys. That's so crazy. I just found this random speedrunning glitch. And it's like, dude, he'll lie about anything in order to make himself look good, and he's been caught in it time and time and time again, and it's so frustrating. There's another thing that I didn't really want to include here, but I think we should say it. He's claimed to have been swatted. He said that somebody tried to make an attempt on his life by swatting him, which I would agree with. If this happened, then that would be an attempt on his life, and that is beyond fucked up. No one should ever do this. I mean, this is petty internet beef about video games. Like, no one needs to ever take it that far. However, I have to be skeptical, and I need receipts from him at this point because he's done nothing but lie. So I can't trust a word he says. So if he says he's been swatted, I'm like, that's awful if it happened, but I don't believe you. So Ludwig also said, Stop Killing Games is a good initiative, but a few bad actors review bomb / harass developers of the games we support at Off-Brand Games. Again, a lie. This didn't happen. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs for their games. Now, let's break down the lie. So, Twitter users were quick to post screenshots proving that the allegations are false, showing that there has been no increase in negative reviews. In fact, most of the games seem to have increased in positive reviews. This is just an example of publishers using their favorite excuse of blaming toxic fan bases and review bombs as a scapegoat for their own failures. This happens time and time again. Like Marvel will make a bad show that nobody likes, and people will dislike it, make their displeasure known, and Marvel will be like, wow, it's all the racists that don't like it because we have the very first transgender superhero in it or something like that. And it's like, no, that's not it. That's not it at all. Like the movie sucked. The movie just sucked. And they're like, wow, you're so xenophobic. I hate when they do that. And you can see here, this person instantly ratioed them. All you have to do was apologize, but I guess being a compulsive liar is how you made it so far, so why change? And he posted two screenshots showing that most of the reviews are going up, and some of them didn't even get any dislikes. And I've seen full videos that go through every single one of the games that they publish, and they're all the same. There have not been any dislike bombing campaigns except for one game, and that was directly created by Pirate Software. But none of the unaffiliated devs have had any backlash from what we can see. There's been no proof that suggests otherwise. And it was what was that game? It was Pirate Games' Undertale game that he's working on or whatever, something like that. Heartbound, is that it? He had a bunch of dislikes on that one. That is true. That one is getting dislike bombed. And let's be clear, it's not even like that big of a backlash. Especially if it's like 1 or even 10 dislikes, I don't think that's a brigade, dude. That's just consumers being upset with you. But anyways, it's very obvious that he's willing to lie at any point for any reason in order to make himself look good or to garner sympathy or just anything that helps his case. And it's very frustrating to see that. Anyways, let's move on to a win. Let's switch this around. Enough about Pirate Software. I could talk about it all day, but I'm kind of sick of them, to be honest. The new highest rated Steam game. After a decade of dominance, Portal 2 has finally been dethroned as the highest rated Steam game by Stardew Valley. It has just shy of 900,000 reviews with a staggering 98% positive rating. That's such a W. Could you imagine making a game that 900,000 people review and 98% of them go, that's a good game? That's unheard of. That's genuinely that's insane. To be fair, to be clear, Portal 2 has a 99% high approval rating, but it only has 435,000 votes. That's half. That's half of the people that reviewed it. Terraria has 97% with 1.4 million. That's crazy. It looks like there's a score though that isn't tied to the percentage, so I don't know what the score means, but Stardew Valley has an 8.87, whereas Portal 2 has an 8.85, so I don't know if that's like a critical score, like a critic score or what? Wow. And an indie game. Yeah, no, that's the craziest part, is this is an indie game. I believe it's one of the highest selling indie games on Steam as well, if not the highest. Also, you know, we don't have any stream beers anymore, and I've been switching to Dr. Pepper, but Dr. Pepper's also unhealthy, so now I switched to Dr. Pepper Zero. So, bottoms up, boys. I'm pretty sure that's gonna kill me. Dr. Pepper Zero tastes way too good for it to not be bad for you. I'm gonna be honest. I have to keep looking it up, like, is this gonna kill me? What about Infinium? Infinium will be, it's not released yet, so obviously it's not on here. But once Infinium releases, it'll be number one. Obviously, it's gonna surpass Stardew. We all know that's gonna happen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you for glazing me. Thanks for gassing me up. I appreciate it. Also, I don't know exactly when Portal 2 became the top-rated game on Steam, but I know it's been like forever. And I found a Reddit post where someone was talking about it. They were like, how long it was Portal 2 on the highest position? I'd imagine a long ass time. And this guy says basically since launch. And this game launched in 2011. Apparently it was like briefly surpassed by Factorio. But then Factorio got a dislike review bomb, or like a bunch of people, they made an update that people didn't like and it went down. So it was like very briefly above Portal 2. So I believe that's the only other time Portal 2 has been dethroned. And that's just according to a Reddit user. I don't even know if that's true. I'll put my house on it? Oh my gosh, wait, you have a house? What kind of person our age, I'm assuming our age, in our time, in this day and age, has a house? Who owns houses anymore? Houses cost like $1 million. Anyways, moving on, let's go on to a fail. Hassan brandishes a firearm. So, in a Twitch livestream, Hassan could be seen pulling up an unrelated YouTuber's channel that he mistook for a viewer that was talking shit in his chat, where he proceeds to berate and threaten them with a gun. This is unhinged. This is crazy. Not only was this the incorrect person, this was not even the same person in his chat, but it's extremely illegal on top of being against the website's terms of service. Like, sure, it's against the terms of service, but this guy can sue him. He couldn't sue him. He could press charges against him, which would be different. He would go to the state, and the state will sue him and put him in jail potentially. He later defended himself, claiming that it's not a real gun. However, that doesn't change the legality of brandishing a firearm. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can clearly see in this image, it doesn't have an orange tip. It's not marked as like an airsoft gun or something. It, to most people, would look like a real firearm. And, you know, context matters. It's not illegal to, you know, be on stream and wave a gun around. I can do that right now. I could go pull out a fucking machine gun and just, like, I could even point it at the camera if I wanted to. It's not illegal, but it's illegal when I start saying, hey, look, Parzival, I've had it with you. I'm just this close to doing something about it. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a threat. And that's what he does. Legal Mindset's been, what would you, he's been slop farming him for a while now about this topic. He says, just to be clear, if Twitch fails to act on this strongly, they open the door for a host of legal, or issues, legal and non-legal. Parzival sue him. Finger cuts count in animes. Pow, pow. Oh shoot, I forgot these unregistered firearms. Anyways, we have a clip. We do have a clip of this one. Let's take a look. You tell me.
Oh, you found his account?
Today, I will show you 3 ways you can use your
Wait, this is the guy?
First thing we want to do is download
This is not the guy.
app, which we can do through the first link.
So there's a guy saying that we should like hang the New York mayor, the new mayor. And he was someone, I think it was someone in his chat gave him a link to this YouTube channel, and he's like, this is the guy, this is him, and he starts berating him on stream, thinking this is just some random chatter in his stream. It's not. This is just an unrelated guy.
Fuck are you gonna do, bro?
And he pulls a gun out and he says, what are you gonna do?
Let's do a crusade, he says. Let's do a fucking crusade, he says. Let's hang Hassan and Mamdani for treason, he says. The fuck are you gonna do? Go on a fishing expedition? Try to fucking put malware in my phone? Is that what you're gonna do?
It gets worse.
You skinny bitch. Ugly ass.
I wish I had the beginning, but when he grabs the gun initially, because the video's going, and he goes back and he grabs the gun and he points it directly at his crotch, which is like, that is a massive gun safety failure. Like he almost deleted his potential future children, which would have been great for society. But it's very clear. I mean, he's in California, so I do believe it's not a real gun. I don't think that he has access to firearms because he's a Californian socialist. But I think it's for the best that he doesn't have firearms because he clearly doesn't know how to operate one or safely handle one. The way he waves it around, like, actually makes me uncomfortable. It's crazy. And he points it at himself multiple times. I guess this clip is not the full video, but it was shocking to see. Call Bugs Bunny. But he berates the guy. I think I have the I don't have the screenshot, but the guy actually responded and he said he was like, wow, that's not me. I can confirm.
I'll show you.
I can confirm I didn't comment on his stream, but thanks for calling me a skinny bitch, I guess, or something like that. Crazy, dude. Hassan will literally attack anybody and anything for any reason. And it doesn't even have to be justified. And is he going to apologize for this? Fucking course not. Anyways, let's move on to a real story. Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox. Let's go! Reinforcements arrive August 26th for the Galactic War, as enlistments are being offered to Xbox players. This is something that players have been asking for since the game originally launched for PS5 and PC gamers. However, industry source, I can't say that fucking name, Shepeshel Nick, that might be incorrectly spelled. The source I got this from has spelled names wrong before. I've caught them doing it. Indicated Sony may not have wanted to allow this initially. So apparently the original talks about adding Helldivers 2 to Xbox came last year when the game launched. Like, it was when the game launched, they were in talks, but Sony didn't want to allow it because it was doing so well. But now that the popularity is kind of dying off, they're like, yeah, Xbox, you can have it. You can have our game. But in a Twitter post, they said, a new dawn is upon us. Super Earth is expanding its operation and opening new enlistment centers. Xbox players, your opportunity to enlist is coming when Helldivers 2 deploys on Xbox Series X and S on Xbox on August 26th. Pre-order Standard Edition and the Super Citizen Edition for Helldivers. So there's going to be the different editions, and it will not be on Game Pass. I know some people are like shocked that it's not going to be on Game Pass. I feel like it's fucking obvious that a PlayStation game isn't going to be on Game Pass. Fuck off, Sony. Yeah, Sony almost ruined this game. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they almost ruined it by making it so you have to get a PlayStation account to play it on PC. Honestly, they might try to do that on the Xbox as well. That'd be crazy. Imagine having to pay for PlayStation Plus to play on your Xbox. Anyways, moving on to our next story. Xbox is cleaning house. This is actually very serious. Microsoft announced this week Microsoft announced this week to firing a staggering 9,000 employees. This will affect around 4% of the company's total workforce, including both Xbox and other divisions. Apparently, it's going to affect Xbox even larger than the rest of the Microsoft teams. One guest tallies a potential 2,000 jobs lost in the gaming division, or 10 to 20% of their entire workforce. Are you having a stroke? I really am. It's hot in here. I'm having a hard time talking. Also, I've been holding a burp back this whole time. The last time I had a swig of Dr. Pepper, it just was fighting me. Yeah, they would lose money from PC sales and Xbox sales if they would put it on Game Pass. So yeah, obviously. And it would just like be a W for Xbox. Like they wouldn't do that. The only reason I think the game's even coming to Xbox is because they they didn't perceive it as being very valuable. If the game was popping off like it was when it first launched, they wouldn't have let it go to Xbox. But yeah, so Xbox is cleaning house, or I guess Microsoft rather. And we're going to look at some of the damage being caused. So Doom creator's game was axed. John Romero, co-founder of id Software, also one of the developers for classics such as Wolfenstein, Doom, what was the other games that, like Doom's 3D? I can't fucking remember. All the original id Software games was co-created and developed by this guy. He's actually a legend, and I'm pretty familiar with him. He's very well loved in the gaming industry. But his project was one of Microsoft's victims of these cuts. And Romero Games, founded by himself and his wife, unfortunately had funding for their upcoming game cut, as detailed by the recent Twitter post here. As you can see, this was posted by his wife. I believe it's Brenda Romero. Again, I was talking about this source messing up names. They named her as Brendo. They called her Brendo. It's like, how do you fuck that up? Anyways, we have some difficult news to share. Last night, we learned that our publisher... Hang on, I need to turn down this music. This music's so fucking loud. I can't even hear myself read. We learned that our publisher had canceled funding for a game along with several other unannounced projects at other studios. This was a strategic mission made out. All right. You guys lose that for now. This was a strategic mission made at a high level within the publisher, well above our visibility or control. We deeply wish that there had been anything we could have done to prevent this outcome. This absolutely isn't a reflection of our team's work, performance, or the quality of the project itself. We hit every milestone on time, every time, consistently received high praise, and easily passed all of our internal gates. We are incredibly proud of the work being done and the talent of the team behind it. The best we've worked with. We're currently evaluating steps and working quickly to support our team. Many of us have worked together for more than a decade, some for over 20 years. It's an extremely difficult day, and we're heartbroken that it's come to this. If you know any opportunities or ways you can help our incredible team, please reach out. Thank you. Welcome back, Parzival. What? Parzival 00935? Wait a minute. Did you make a new account? We have Parzival 00934 and now we have 935. Parzivals are NPCs. Wait, does that mean there's 933 other Parzivals? It's all red. That's true. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Alright. Well, this is heartbreaking for many reasons. It seems like the game was doing really well. It seems like they had a promising outcome with the game. It's made by an incredibly legendary developer and got axed. The whole thing shut down by Xbox. So that's unfortunate. Doom? No, I don't know what their project was even called, to be honest. But I know that they've been working on it for a while, and it was supposed to be worked on with Microsoft. They are cloning. They are. Are you not gonna address, Parzival, the elephant in the room, the fact that you're clearly not the same Parzival that we know? This is your first time chat. Your account was created June 12th, 2025. That actually surprises me that it's not even... It's like almost a month old. I did Doom. I told you he's evil. Oh, he did Doom? What do you mean? That's not him addressing the fact that he's a clone. That's nothing Doom is. Anyways, moving on to the next thing being affected by the Microsoft cuts. Halo Studios firings. At least 5 members or employees have been fired from Halo Studios as tensions with the developer rise. This comes after Microsoft had reportedly increased their usage of contract work since 2023, and it is unclear what the future of the studio may look like, or if Microsoft will begin outsourcing all their Halo content to third-party devs. So apparently, Microsoft doesn't want to fuck with Halo studios anymore. They would rather hire contract work and third-party developers to make future games, future updates, which is very concerning, especially if you work for this internal team. Although, I mean, this used to be 343. They got rebranded to Halo Studios. I have a hard time really defending them when I think about it, because they haven't really made anything good. So like on a certain end, they kind of deserve to not be successful. But at the same time, I'm never going to root for people to lose their jobs. So this is a difficult position to be in. And it's also concerning because it seems like Microsoft would rather, hire some random dev studio from somewhere else than pay their own devs, which might be the way that this goes in the future. And it honestly makes more sense when we saw that other story yesterday with Microsoft giving the green light to that indie developer making a Halo game. You gay? What? Don't we should burn you. How is that? Why are there two Parsifals? Anyways, moving on. Our next affected studio is Bethesda or ZeniMax. I'm going to use both those names interchangeably. I'm calling it Bethesda because that's what most people know it as, but this is for ZeniMax technically. Another cut came to ZeniMax's untitled MMO project simply called Project Blackbird. This was being created by the same team behind Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online. It is unclear as of now whether or not layoffs will follow, but it may be difficult due to the Bethesda union that formed in recent years. So if you guys don't remember, we've been talking about this. Bethesda does have a very tight union, and I believe it encompasses all of their studios and all of their workers. So it's actually probably really difficult to fire them, which is why they're just axing projects. It's probably Microsoft's only tool against them at this point. And I guess whatever Project Blackbird was going to be a new MMO, which is really interesting. And MMOs are expensive. And my understanding is that they've been developing this for a long time. So to just axe this is crazy. Yeah, it's been developed since 2018. In this post here, breaking the new MMORPG from ZeniMax Online Studios, maker of Elder Scrolls Online, has been canceled as part of Xbox layoffs, sources tell Bloomberg News. The project, codenamed Blackbird, has been in development since 2018. Still more news to come this morning. Now, I don't know. It's hard to say if this is a loss or a win for Microsoft. It's probably going to be a loss considering they've been working on it for 7 years. I can't imagine they didn't have some semblance of a game or a project that they could have finished and put onto the market. And MMOs are also especially expensive, so that's just a big waste of money. Burn him. Wait, you don't even know this Parzival? Wait, you guys don't know each other? What is happening? What is happening? Who are you? Guys, I'm trying to do a news segment and there's like a weird doppelganger side plot going on. I don't know how to handle this. We got John Carpenter's The Thing going on in real life right now. Anyways, we also have another unfortunate, I believe, yeah. Wait, I don't, that might be, no, we do have more. There have been more layoffs. Call of Duty! The Call of Duty team has suffered layoffs. Activision Blizzard recently acquired in January 2022, just 3 years ago, for $68.7 billion. $68.7 billion is also not immune to the layoffs. They could afford $68 billion to buy the company, but they couldn't afford to keep all of them fucking employed. That's crazy. 2 Call of Duty studios, Raven Software and Sledgehammer Games, have already announced firings with numbers still unknown. It will also not be known whether or not this will spread, or it's also not known whether or not this will spread to many of the other developers for COD. So there hasn't been any firings at Treyarch, so I don't know. Why is there another Parzival? What are you, 936? What the fuck is happening? Why is there another Parzival? What the fuck? Oh my, they are reproducing. They are. We had to stop them. Anyways, Call of Duty. And it's, you know what's funny is I never realized the numbers in his name until now. It didn't matter. Oh, we got followed from Parzival. Why didn't it show? My name is Dave, bitch. We have 260 followers. We didn't get the follower notification though for some reason. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Weird. Very weird. Unfortunate. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, so the Call of Duty layoffs have just been, it's rough, especially for this is a company that prints money, by the way. Call of Duty has literally always made money. Always. From my understanding, they've never actually undersold on a Call of Duty game. So for them to be cut off as well is crazy. Microsoft is literally buying studios that work, and then they're just fucking breaking them. And they wonder why they don't have any games for their consoles. Anyways, moving on. That's all we have in terms of layoff news. There's a little bit more. There was a rare layoff as well, and a project that they got canceled. But I didn't really want to include it because I didn't want to spend too long on this. It's already really long to focus on all the layoffs at Microsoft. Moving on. Oh wait, no. We have another one. I'm sorry. We do have more. I forgot about this one. Perfect Dark was also canceled. Another rare game, but this was being made by The Initiative. The whole team was canned, by the way. One of the most bitter cancellations comes with Perfect Dark Reboot. That was originally announced in 2018. It's a kind of a trend here. Games being worked on since 2018. This is another 7-year project. Rumors of a high turnover rate at the developer, The Initiative, which is what they were called, and the need to bring on Tomb Raider dev Crystal Dynamics may have been a factor in this decision. Unfortunately, not only the game was canceled, but the entire studio was shut down as well. This is my stream now. Oh my gosh, sorry, the Dr. Pepper's fighting back. No, it's my stream. They're literally taking over and fighting. This is crazy. All right. Let's move on. So yeah, that's another unfortunate cut at Microsoft. Moving on. Microsoft's pivot to AI. That was weird. We had like a weird. I don't know if you saw that split second of Death Stranding 2. It startled me. Microsoft's pivot to AI. In a now deleted post, executive producer Matt Turnbull suggested fired devs should simply turn to AI. This coming from the guy working at a company pivoting away from human workers to more AI-generated content, while also having invested more than $80 billion into AI infrastructure, comes off as extremely tone deaf. Yeah, who would have thought that the guy at the AI company firing people would say, "Why don't you guys just use AI?" Fuck you! Are you fucking kidding me? In this long ass LinkedIn post that we're not gonna read the whole thing because I mean fuck it. Fuck this guy. These are really challenging times. Let me give it here. Let me bring the microphone in a little bit. Here we go. These are really challenging times, and if you're navigating a layoff or even quietly preparing for one, you're not alone, and you don't have to go. Is he British? You don't have to go it alone. He says go it alone. Who the fuck talks like that? Anyways, he then says, let's skip some of this shit. He says like, act as a career coach or build a resume. Here's my current resume. Give me 3 tails. Shut the fuck up. At the very beginning, he says emotional clarity and confidence. I'm struggling with imposter syndrome after being laid off. Can you help me reframe this experience in a way that reminds me what I'm good at? No AI tool is a replacement for your voice. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the beginning. So this is supposed to be all things that you talk to AI about. I know these type of tools engender strong feelings in people, but I'd be remiss and not trying to offer the best advice I can under the circumstances. I've been experimenting with ways to use LLM AI tools like ChatGPT or Copilot by Microsoft. Try it now. Free with every Windows copy. To help reduce the emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss. So, the job loss you create, you can fix with your product, ChatGPT or Copilot. Good to know. So you can ask it emotional clarity or confidence questions. Hey, Microsoft's OpenAI that will see all of my personal questions because they directly use what you say for training. I'm struggling with imposter syndrome after being laid off. Can you help me reframe this experience in a way that reminds me what I'm good at? This is crazy. Here, I'm gonna get the mic away from me now. This is insane, dude. This guy is a fucking psychopath. The guy in charge of the AI is saying we should use AI to make us feel better about AI taking our jobs. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck this guy. Fuck Microsoft, honestly. Yeah, this is all just Parzival talking now. We were bots paid by Zen to lit up this chat. That's not true. I have nothing to do with this. I have my own bot and he's not in the chat currently. This is insane. 0.10 per day. I'm paying you 10 cents a day? That's actually kind of a good price, honestly. That's beyond slave wages. This is insane. Fuck YouTube. They're taking over. Wow, this is a lot of Parzival. I'm scrolling up. This is insane. Wait, I'm only getting 4 cents per day. Now they're fighting. Alright, moving on. Horror game uses infamous game actors. This one was really interesting to me. In other news, a new horror game titled Dead Take will star actors Neil Newborn from Baldur's Gate and Ben Starr from Expedition 33. These are their two characters seen right here. And both actors have been receiving immense fanfare for their previous roles, and this new game appears to be taking advantage of that. This may indicate a new trend where voice actors are treated more like Hollywood celebrities than replaceable talent. So in the past, you'll have noticed that, voice actors don't get a lot of clout. They don't get a lot of support from the games or the producers or the industry as a whole. They're kind of seen as just like replaceable. They don't get paid a lot. But in this case, this is an example of voice actors being front and center. You can't even really see it, but this is the title of the game, Death Take. This is their artwork, and it literally has the two actors with their faces spliced together. This is Neil, and then this is Ben over here, and it's really cool to see this. Like, they're being treated like actual like actors and celebrities, which is an interesting thing that I've noticed not only in games but in like animes. Like, voice actors are being treated very well. And there's an interesting like, I don't want to say cult following of voice actors, but they're certainly getting more deserved recognition, and I love seeing that. So I like this trend. I want to see more of this, and it's really interesting to me to see like these people blow up from these other games, and now they're being centered around a new one. So we'll see how this goes. This is something to keep an eye on. Moving on, Hytale canceled studio close. This happened I think last week, but I didn't cover it. This is unrelated to the Microsoft layoffs. Riot Games announced the closure of Hypixel Games and subsequently highly anticipated game Hytale. If you guys don't know, this game was being developed by a very famous Minecraft map creator named Hypixel, with really high ambitions. I don't know if he's still working on it because he's not the CEO of Hypixel Games, or at least I don't think so. I don't think Aaron Donaghy is Hypixel. But I know that I've heard the name Hypixel, and it used to be a big Minecraft map creator, like huge and like server owner, and they were gonna make their own game that was supposed to be like their custom maps with like a voxel styled game. And I guess the ambition just kept getting higher and higher to the point where they just never were gonna finish the game. And this may have been their downfall, as CEO Aaron Donaghy claimed, "It became clear we couldn't bring Hytale to life in a way that truly delivered on its promise." So they even knew, like they were like, this has gotten out of hand and we can't make this. But it does appear that the team will be generously compensated with severance, and they're going to get help finding employment. So that's kind of cool. It seemed like this was a pretty amicable breakup between Riot Games and Hypixel Studios, or Hypixel Games. And it almost seems like this was actually a deserved one, a deserved layoff. Because unfortunately, it didn't seem like they were capable of making the game. And it was just something that they couldn't do. So that's a shame. It was a really highly anticipated game, but that's kind of what happens when somebody thinks that they can just make a game. I mean, like, I'm experiencing the same thing with my game, where it's like, you know, I've never done this before, so like, I don't even know if I really can do it. And not everyone can. And unfortunately, in this case, they couldn't. So it happens. I was waiting for Hytale since 2017. Yeah, dude, this has been in development forever. It's like actually insane. And it just seems like eventually Riot Games is like, hey, can you make anything? Can you put out anything? And they're like, no. They're like, okay, then we're gonna have to shut this down. So that's what happened. And that's how it goes, unfortunately. Anyways, moving on. Brazil is suing Nintendo. This is our final story for the week. Brazil's Consumer Protection Branch has announced plans to legally challenge Nintendo's ability to brick consoles. Remember, Mo, you mentioned that this is illegal in the EU? Well, apparently it's illegal in Brazil as well. The agency claims that canceling paid services or access without an explanation violates Brazil's consumer protection laws. Nintendo has responded by hiring a local law firm in the country, as they currently have no history with Brazil law. What is surprising is that this was started by Brazil and not the EU this time. And I feel like this is pretty reasonable. Like, I feel like this breaks a lot of consumer protection laws, right? Like the idea that you can buy a $550 console, and if you put something on it that you're not supposed to, then they're allowed to just brick it and say you can't use that anymore. And this is the error code that you get. This is the infamous code 2124-4508. This will make it so you can no longer use the internet on it. I don't know if this bricks it entirely, like if you can't use the machine at all, but yeah, apparently this is not kosher with some laws, and I'm not surprised by that at all. This seems extremely scummy. Yeah, Germany is just really slow. Well, hopefully you guys catch up, because I would like to see more people sue Nintendo. A lot of people are really happy about this. I saw a lot of articles that I couldn't use because they seemed too happy about it. Like, I saw one that was like, Nintendo is finally getting what they deserved as Brazil slams them with a lawsuit and stuff like that. It's like, all right, I don't know if I want to use something so biased like that, but I do agree. I feel like the most litigious company in the world kind of has it coming, you know? They think that they can bully people legally, and then they don't have to follow the laws themselves. So that's crazy. Anyways, moving on, let's go to our 7th and final gaming sin of the week. Envious, exasperating edgelords. Envy, obviously. If you're wondering who this is Team Envious from Counter-Strike. This is Kenny S right here, I believe. He used to be my favorite esports player. I only chose him because they had the word envy in their name. Anyways, we also put a little, I should have done this every single week, but we have a little quote down here. Comparison is the thief of joy. Theodore Roosevelt. I love Theodore Roosevelt. He's my favorite president. Maybe, yeah, I think he is my favorite. Just, he has so many good quotes, like, keep quiet and carry a big stick. Like, he was such a cool guy. So let's move on. For example, focusing too hard on trying to recreate the success of others is a fast track to misery. In most trends, the people who discover them first reap the most benefits. So trying to make a battle royale game or a live service just because you see others succeeding is a great way to waste money and go nowhere with your project. Dig for ideas from within yourself and create something you find value in that no one else is already doing. Don't fall into the trap of comparing your work to others because it is not the same and you will only lose sight on your vision. I cannot stress this enough. Do not envy other creators, because like I do it all the time. We all fall into the trope. You'll see someone doing something similar to what you're doing, and you go, man, I should do it this way. Oh, I should do it that way. And eventually, you're going to be chasing something that wasn't even your original vision. It's going to get distorted, and you're going to lose yourself. And I highly recommend people fight against that. It's obviously easier said than done, like all the other sins that we tell you to avoid in gaming. But you know. I mean, that's just called learning. That's called life. You can still use the device, but you can't connect to any Nintendo servers, so no updates or any games. And because the Switch 2 is almost only virtual cards, it's basically unusable. Oh, you're right. Yeah, there's not a... Oh, you're right, because the game cartridges don't even have the games on them anymore. Most of them are just codes that you have to download. Oh, that's so fucked up, actually. I didn't even think about that. You're right. The game is... the Switch is bricked if you can't use the internet. You can't even use the cartridges. Oh, shit. Well, that's bad. Anyways, moving on. Let's go to our community highlight of the week. And it goes to Kieran, who's unfortunately not here. Karen's missing. Clarence is gone. Let's give him a quick little. Let's give him one of these.
His real name's Clarence.
Yep, that's his name. He made a drift and drive Unreal render. This is the game rendered in Unreal, and it looks amazing. I made a little edit out of it, so let's take a look. It's so shiny. I think it looks sick. I think it's such a vibe. I love that. I think Kieran is really talented with Unreal Engines. I love seeing that stuff. Anyways, that's about it. I think that was, well, I want to say it was close to an hour. So everybody say goodbye to YouTube. I've already turned back on viewer tag. So if you guys want to use your, I know you have a ton of eggs that you're ready to throw at me. So if you want to get those out of the way, you can go ahead and do that now. As we say goodbye to YouTube, say goodbye to all of the people on the VOD. This is our stream now. It is not your stream. Wait, is that Parzival 0937? Wait, is there another? How many is there? 35? 34? 36? Wait, how many Parzivals are there? I just realized 35. What the fuck? There's so many. Fuck YouTube viewers. Oh my gosh, come on guys. We still have to be nice to them. We still we were 100s and we are 1. Everyone's just saying fuck YouTube. Even Mo is saying it. And the best thing is that the graphics don't look anything like this. Yeah, they don't. The game doesn't look like this at all. But then, hey, that just makes it a Ubisoft game. Anyways, bye YouTube. That's a crazy way to end it.